Good evening, Andy. Thank you very much for joining us after this vital, I say every game, vital 3 points away at Royston Town and a 2-0 victory. It was important, Andy, that we got back to winning ways and bounced back after a defeat last week. Was it everything that you asked for from the lads today?
Yeah, absolutely. We were disappointed last week because the effort was there last week. There was just a lack of quality. And we dropped points at home, which was disappointing. But as we keep saying, we've got enough games. We've got to keep playing each one, see where it takes us. They've trained brilliantly this week. And I thought we executed the plan really well today. We knew exactly how Royston played. They've got a very good home record, conceded very few goals recently, very direct, big, strong. Knew we had to stand up, be counted. And I thought we were brilliant from the first minute to the 94th, if I'm being really honest.
Yeah, it was evident that the first 20 minutes or so was probably in favour of the home side. But we always looked solid, and that was something to build on, as it proved once Dan Creaney headed us in front.
Yeah, we always felt going that way would be hard to defend the bottom end with the wind and the sun in your eyes. That was the way they wanted to go. They were all about getting momentum first half. You could hear them, they wanted to do everything quickly. But they had some corners and some long throws, which they do really well with. I thought we dealt with them really, really well. And like I said, although they had possession, I don't think Jazz has particularly made a save of note, really. We were quite comfortable. And like I said, the longer the half went in, we got a goal. And then the keepers made a couple of other good saves. So at 1-0, I thought we played really well first half, managed the game well, competed all over the pitch. And I was pleased at half-time.
There's a return today for skipper Alex Collard and of course Gift Musa in the middle as well. You shuffled the pack, Gaffer. What do you think about those lads' performances today?
To be fair, completely opposite to last week, as in last week it was tough to pick anyone who had done themselves justice. Possibly defensively we weren't too bad last week, we hadn't created enough. I was disappointed this week. I don't think we had a particularly bad player. I think everyone done the jobs, everyone was good. Like I said, we know how important Collard is. It was tough because, in fairness to Jamie, I spoke to him before, he's been excellent. He hasn't done a lot wrong. But Collard, for me, has to come back in because he's brought him in for a reason. He's so good in both boxes. And say, Bully's been playing really, really well. So they're a good pair. Jamie knew that. Say, it was harsh on Jamie, I'll be really honest. And Lynn, I could have made various changes. You know, normally I know the team probably Thursday night within things, but we were talking about it right up until this morning. Me, Shamps, Tim, Gaz. And we could have gone different ways. I've got a really good group of players and you could play different ones in different places, and that's the beauty of it, really. We needed some change. I didn't want to go wholesale changes because we lost last week, but you know, everyone at every level slips up, whether it be the Premiership or whatever, and you get results which people don't expect. So you can't go overboard and make too many changes. You stick to your principles, and I think we've done that today. And yeah, we've made a couple of changes. Gift's come back in. He's had a couple of games out, which has done him good to rest his shin, which was sore. He's done well, and they were all good today. But to say I keep saying we've got a good group. I can make 2 or 3 changes, and it shouldn't weaken us.
One enforced change today, second half, was with Matt Curley going off injured, and you actually dropped Jamie Jealous back into right back, and that was a new one on us as a media team. I don't know whether you knew, obviously he could play there.
Yeah, I knew. He played right wing back against us for Kings Langley at the start of the season. And he can play anywhere, to be honest. And like I said, as much cover as we've got, right back is not one we've got loads of cover today. Obviously with Harty and Lucas both being out, it was one of them. I knew he could do a job there. Alex Bradley's another one. When he's fit, he can play right back. So we have got cover. Kells has been fantastic this year, so we're hoping it's not going to be too serious. It looked sore, to be honest, because he doesn't come off if he doesn't have to. So that is a concern. That's the biggest negative for me today, losing him, because we don't want to lose him for too long a period.
No, of course, yeah. Okay, so it's another one ticked off the list, another cup final as we call them. It's looking increasingly as the weekends go by and results tick by that it's more and more going to be the 2-horse race between ourselves and Colville, but they just keep winning, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, they do keep winning, and like you said, they've won again today late on, and you know, they've got a lot of good players. I said at the start, and I keep reiterating, anyone who finishes above them has got a good chance of winning it. I'll still say that, but you know, they've got some tough games. They've still got to keep winning. We've got to worry about us. You know, you say Leiston not in it, but then Tuesday night at one point they were going top of the league. Now, you know, they've dropped a few points, it's different. So there's loads to play for. You say everyone's got games to play. This league, the one thing you can say about this league, with Royston drawing with Leiston today, us losing to Needham last week, I can go on. Anything can happen. We have to worry about us. We've done that today. We've prepared properly. We've put a great performance in and we've got 3 points. And we can draw a line with that one and move on.
Finally, looking forward to the visit of Rushton and Diamonds then next weekend at the Lamb, and a chance really, Andy, I guess, for the players. They'll want to go out and put performance on, won't they, and right the wrongs of last weekend against Needham Market.
Yeah, I was disappointed last week because we weren't even exciting. We've been good to watch. We wasn't last week, and like I say, some of the fans get frustrated. I understand that, and there wasn't a lot to shout about last week. So next week's not about putting a show on. For me, it's about winning games of football. I'm not bothered to say. In fairness, I watched Royston the other night at Bromsgrove and they should have won. They were much better than Bromsgrove, and they've got a good point to East, and so they've got they've rejuvenated a little bit, if I'm being honest. So it won't be easy again next week, and we've got to learn from last week. If you're not at it with everyone firing all cylinders, shocks can happen. So we have to find a way again next week, whether it be however we play. It doesn't matter. It's about getting 3 points at this stage of the season.
Of course. Andy, thank you for your time. Enjoy the victory this evening, and we'll speak to you again next week.
Always enjoy the victories, you have to. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.